Going back to trade relations with China in the next 5 to perhaps 10 years, where do you see Nigeria's relationship with China? At what stage you see it being at?
It's a momentum that is building. From 15%, you are looking at 20, 30, 40%.
Because I'm saying that because recently the central bank said that it has signed a memorandum of understanding with the People's Bank of China. So I'm thinking, what is expected to come out of that deal, of that kind of relationship?
Again, we almost have to go back that all this is recognizing reality.
Okay.
The biggest bank, or one of the biggest banks in this country, already has a strategic partnership with a Chinese bank. One of the biggest foreign-owned bank in Nigeria has a Chinese shareholding of about 10 to 15%. So the Chinese are already here. So CBN recognizes that. And that is why CBN is taking CBN's action is not a proactive action. It's a reactive action to the facts on the ground that the Chinese are here. Also, the Chinese are buying into a lot of European banks. A lot of the European banks that we see are getting more and more Chinese. A lot of them now have Chinese desks in their systems that is tracking Chinese business. So, even though we say 15%, that is what we do directly with China. If you add what we do with other countries that bring in trade that actually originates from China, like Singapore, Malaysia, then it's probably more than 15% already.
So in the next 5 to 10 years, going back to my question, where our relationship will be with China, we will see we're going to be seeing more Chinese companies in Nigeria, perhaps Chinese banks also, Chinese energy firms.
They are going to see much more. That's why I say perhaps 30, 40%.
Okay.
They are not only here. The Lorenzogo power plant is Chinese. A lot of new projects across the country, almost every state, there are Chinese involved in them. Some of the largest infrastructure projects, there are Chinese in them. Our railways, the railway program, the Chinese are there. So the Chinese are here, and they are only going to get bigger and bigger.
Okay, well, that should benefit us in a way, at least in terms of perhaps employment level. They would definitely have to employ a lot of locals to help them out in their factories.
They will. The point is, again, that's where Europe is complaining, is that typically a European investor comes with only a few people, and they employ a lot more of the locals. But the Chinese tend to come with much more of their people, and they employ fewer. That's general pattern. But clearly, those investments will lead to job creation. More importantly, it will lead to the growth of the economy. That we have the infrastructure we need. We have the roads, we have the railways, we have the power that we need to fuel our economy. The direct job benefit may not be as high as if it were European investment.
Okay, thank you so much for your insight and your contributions to the program. I've been speaking to Gabriel Idahosa, a management consultant with UHY and Associates. And we've been looking at Nigeria's recent diversification. The central bank yesterday announced that it has concluded plans to diversify its dollar-denominated reserves about 5 to 10% into the Chinese yuan. That's what we've been looking at today. We'll take another short break, and we'll be back to close the program. Please join us again. The Nigerian stock market ended the session yesterday to the downside, down 0.28%. David Andorin is calling live from the trading floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange to bring us up to speed on trading so far. Good morning, David.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Happy to be here again today. The market is low-key this morning. The Ultra Index is slightly down by 0.04%. Let me quickly take a run through the sectors of the market.
Okay.
Food and beverages is up by 0.21%. NSE 30 down by 0.1%. Oil and gas is unchanged. Insurance unchanged. Banking sector down by 0.16%. Zenith Bank is a little down. It's trading at 12 naira 59 kobo. And First Bank is also a little down, trading at 10 naira 75 kobo. So those two stocks appear to have taken the banking sector down. But GT Bank is still holding fast to his position. He's trading at 13 naira 40 kobo.
Okay, David, what's driving sentiment this morning at the market? Any new news? Has any news come into the market? Because I know that is what actually drives the market.
No positive information has come to the market, at least since yesterday and since we started trading this morning. And so activities have actually not fired up yet. Volume done so far is just only 42 million units. And so I think that the market will probably gather momentum as the trading continues.
Okay, now, David, I know you can't tell exactly just where the market will close today, but by looking at the numbers and sentiment so far driving the market, where do you see us closing today?
The market, barring the release of any information before close of trading, should just remain flat. I think it will probably just be a little bit up or a little bit down, a little to the right, a little to the left, in my own estimation. So I don't see any dramatic change in the state of the market today.
Okay, thank you so much, David. We appreciate your contribution. David Andorin, the senior stockbroker, calling live from the trading floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and he says that the market is currently down, trending lower, and he says that the NSE 30, which measures the performance of the blue chip stocks, is also trending lower at the moment, down 0.1%. The banking stocks also trending lower. The banking index is also down 0.1%. Hopefully, by the time the closing bell rings, we might have some positive numbers. On that note, we close this edition of Business Morning. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm Esther Ogbodaga. Channel's news track is at 11. Bye for now.